This is a comic review of the Cimmerian, Queen of the Black Coast. Actually, slightly unusual Conan there. I have to say the Conan there where you've got Belit, far more dramatic than poor old Conan. Though, of course, sorry, I should say the Cimmerian. Now this is issue 2, obviously a two-parter. Now I'm just going to quickly go over here to show you actually I'll show inside as well, because that's got all the various people involved in the project. Now this Conan story, obviously a long time ago, 1930s, obviously contributed 17 Conan stories to Weird Tales from 1932 to 36. This is the Queen of the Black Coast. Conan is pursued for killing a judge and finds refuge on a merchant ship. But soon after setting sail, the Cimmerian and his new companion faces a threat. The legendary Belit, self-proclaimed Queen of the Black Coast. This was first published in May 1934. Obviously this comic wasn't. This was in 2019. Well, actually 2018, because now I haven't got the French version, but I've got French Conan here. So you've got Conan the Cimmerian. And you can see the size different. Obviously there is a equivalent. And you've got that there. So it's a lot bigger, the French versions. And I think really very stunning books. I love the hardbacks. They've even got black and white versions as well. A lot more expensive. Special editions. I haven't got any of those. Maybe I will at some point, but they look amazing. So, but this is absolutely superb. And I've got the Frost Giant one as well. So, love those. However, this Conan story, get back to this. Got the Conan story. This is, I don't know how many pages, probably a 32-page standard comic, obviously in colour predominantly. Now this has also got the story, which is quite nice at the back. So you've got the May 1934 Weird Tales, Queen of the Black Coast. So you've got the text there as well. So you can read this actual story that they've used. The artwork is brilliant throughout this. I love this. However, Conan does look very different. So you've got Conan. There's Conan. Good old Conan. Now it looks a very different Conan, and it's quite a lot of unusual. It's an unusual story. This one. It's got a certain quality that's I can't put my finger totally on this. There's a bit more humour than the usual sort of. However, I love this bit where they find some gold in this city. They always find whenever they go for jungles and things, there's always these mysterious places with gold. And of course, there's some issues and problems around that. And, well, it's a really well-paced story. Good old Conan, as ever, battling and headlopping, etc. Now, this version of the Queen of the Black Coast, slightly different from a version that I've just finished reading, which I must admit was, I think, maybe slightly better. They're different. It's always the best thing, I think, that I don't like to say one is better than the other, because I think this is a genuinely good story. Now, did I prefer the other one? Probably. Yes, I have to say that, because that would be ridiculous to say that I didn't. And this is in this which I thoroughly enjoyed. And it's obviously the Marvel one that's obviously from Dark Horse, Conan Chronicles. I just got the Conan, and it's got a similar story in here, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. But it's a lot more spread out. So there's not the story in this. I mean, you've got 100, 150 pages with the story so far, whereas this is obviously a lot shorter. That's not spread out in the way that that version is. And I also think it's just a more enjoyable version. However, getting back to this, panels are great. I love the colours are brilliant as well, which is something. This is one thing with the previous one I got from ABlaze, which was the Red Nails one, which I thoroughly enjoyed as well, story-wise. The colours were very muted. It was also pencil. This is a more traditional style. I don't want to show that page. I'm going to show you one of the pages, because I don't want to choose a page where it shows something that gives away the story. That's terrible to do that. I'm just going to, there's something there. Now it's obviously a very limited colour palette. There's no sort of intense bright reds, blues, greens, etc. This is still muted in its own way, I guess. So, but still, I'll just put closer there. Still great story, really, really well drawn, and I say very unusual. There is definitely a sort of humour, a character that's quite often I don't find in the Conan one. So I thoroughly enjoyed this for that purpose. Also, of course, it's got the usual combat, violence, etc. And it is a really good version of the story. And again, like I said, the artwork's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And also what you've got, like I say, you've got the story at the back, and then you've got this kids 3-page preview. Now, I don't understand why you would put a preview of kids in the back. Now, obviously they wanted to do that, but it just seems an odd thing to put in Conan. It's not the sort of thing I'm thinking, you know what, people that read Conan, are they going to go and rush off and buy a magazine like this? I wonder. However, this, I would have said, should have had preview, because this looks amazing. There's an advert for this at the back, and that looks great. And that's Vampire State Building. Now that does look good. And of course it's by the guy that did The Walking Dead. So I will be definitely collecting the first Hit 4 issues series of that. So that's definitely one to look out for. And you've got a lovely image of on the back. At least it's not the Teen Titans advert on the back. However, brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed this. Great series. Really looking forward to, of course, all of the other Conan books. Hopefully, ABlaze will be bringing those out from obviously the French versions. And of course, it would be brilliant if they actually started bringing out their own Cimmerian series as well, with obviously ongoing stories. I don't know if they will or not. But however, thoroughly enjoyed this. Totally recommended.